A very warm welcome to everybody here this morning. I'm Rob Cope-Williams and I'm the MC for the day and will be the timekeeper for our speakers. I'd like to mention before we go any further our sponsors. Thank you very, very much indeed from the bottom of our hearts, because without your support, financial, moral and in every other means, we wouldn't be able to share that wonderful information that is going to be partaken today. You would have already checked out where the exits are, and the toilets are very, very easily marked. We're going to suggest that you do, if you would be so kind as to put your cell phones on to silent. I know that you're all business people and that is your main communication tool, but if it's on silent, I mean, it's not going to interrupt the speakers and embarrass the hell out of you. There is what we call a Twitter feed, though, and the Twitter hashtag is, I understand, Seismic 2014. Seismic 2014, and you're very, very welcome to do that. I'm afraid I've only just mastered the biro, so I'll be leaving that to you. A couple of important messages. One is at 11 o'clock when there's going to be up on your screen some very, very important messages about our GDP, and Nick Smith, Dr. Nick Smith, will be here at 2:15, and I understand that he will be saying something groundbreaking, and we will be the first to know. In your, look, I do apologise, I actually had, this morning didn't start well. I don't want to put mental pictures in your minds, but I was in the bathroom drying myself and I knocked my bloody glasses off, and so these are the old ones, and I've got a rather lopsided view of everything at the moment, but not of the speakers. That'll be good. So if you see me fiddling, it's just... Anyway, in your packs, there's a couple of things. There's a very good rundown of exactly what is going to be happening today and the profiles, and there's also your feedback form, which we do ask you to fill in, and please leave behind if you are leaving early, or leave it behind at the end of the day. And that brings me to our tags. That's very important that you wear your tag, because otherwise there's no lunch and there's no drinks at the end of the day. So gentlemen, if you're taking your jacket off, please clip it onto your shirt. There's going to be question time as and when we can, and we certainly do hope that we can actually get questions from the floor and from myself during the day, and that's why I suggested that I'm the timekeeper, so I'm going to be fairly tight on the times given. The other enlightening thing is thanks to Schneider for the torches, but I do tell you that I discovered that you do need to take them apart and get the piece of paper out before it'll work. But thank you very much for starting. It's a very enlightening little tool, and also there's some other good bits and pieces and goodies in your kit bags. Yana over there is our graphic recording person, and she will be graphically recording what is being said, and that will be available not today but shortly afterwards. And over there and amongst that light there's a television camera that will be recording everything today, and that will also be available for you later. So really the man who put all this together and the man who makes it totally available to we people is a man who I have a huge amount of respect for. Please welcome Lyle Lukey.
Thank you, Rob. Kia ora. And Nick Smith and groundbreaking news. Change your metaphors, Rob. But it sounds interesting, and we hope relevant. Well, I'd like to welcome you to Seismics in the City 2014, and a special welcome to our Australian friends from the Australian High Commission in Wellington, and the Australian Trade Commission in Auckland, and some other Australians. This is the third forum, as you may know, in an annual series involving public, private and community organisations involved in the post-quakes revitalisation of Greater Christchurch. Not just Seismics and the city, but the greater city and the region, if you like. And you know that this year's theme is building momentum. Some people might add a question mark after that. But there's no doubt that the rebuild is starting to ramp up, and Peter Townsend talks about the strategic opportunities involved in scaling up to meet that. But if it's ramping up, there's also some traffic congestion on the on-ramp, and there's perhaps a need for a more integrated approach by all the players, public and private, involved in this. And I suppose the challenge is getting the right balance between speed and direction and staying on course. It's a tricky balance. Well, we're here on the fringe of the new city core, the hardcore as far as some people might be concerned as far as some of the challenges go, near the Cardboard Cathedral, an example of transition, near what's going to be the proposed Breathe Urban Village. So this is a very appropriate place to be. The first new hotel in the area, rebuilt but new, 4.5 star, built to 100% of code. It's a great place to be, to share insights and build relationships. Can I also thank our wonderful sponsors, and you've seen the list there of who's involved, but I do have to give an extra special mention to Kevin Lynn and his team from Snyder Electric. They've gone out of the way to help, not just with financial support, but with the gifts that you've been referred to, but other ideas and support, and they're also funding the drinks at the end of the day. In fact, let's give Snyder a big clap. And also acknowledge their co-sponsors and supporters, GNS Science, Lincoln University, EQC, Orion, Deloitte, Opus International, the University of Canterbury, and our supporters, EECA, the Canterbury Chamber of Commerce, and the press. My sincere thanks also to our quality list of speakers and commentators. Thank you for making yourselves available to share your insights. There's an amazing amount of talent in this room, not just people who'll be up the front. And it's a great opportunity for us to network with purpose and put ideas into action.